Agrius gently brushed his fingers over Gareth's face as Gareth gazed up at him and smiled.
You scared me,
Agrius admitted.
Scared myself,
said Gareth.
but you will be okay.
Agrius's heart would be shattered otherwise. Gareth said,
Yeah, I'll be okay. There is something I need you to know. When I was falling and thought I was going to die, I had one sole regret. Not telling you that I love.
Agrius's index finger pressed Gareth's lips. Gareth reached for Agrius's hand, gently moving it away from his lips, then tangling their fingers together and holding tight, and said,
I was going to ask you,
Gareth,
will you come to the Burrow this summer?
a Malfoy in a weasel burrow.
said Agrius, raising an eyebrow.
Actually, it is a small Tudor building with a large stone pig pen attached to the side.
Said Gareth. Agrius chuckled and said,
A pigsty? You're not selling the idea to me.
Gareth said,
Hear me out. It's going to be brilliant. My parents have moved to London to be closer to work. We'll be all alone. We'll have so much fun. It's so private. No one will know. We could have a week, or even 2. We'll be completely alone. Together.
Maybe.
Agrius heard footsteps, so he pointed his wand at the door and cast the incantation.
Alohomora.
Shortly after, the door handle turned and a healer entered the room. Agrius suddenly realized that he was standing very close to Gareth.
Uh-oh. You're not trying to smother him with a pillow, are you, Mr. Malfoy?
Agrius chuckled and said,
No, I was just leaving, actually.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Gareth said, smiling shyly at Agrius. Agrius gave Gareth a curt nod and said,
Get well soon, Weasley.
Agrius left the hospital room of the man he loved, just in time to arrive at Beauxbatons. Agrius took all of his anger, frustration, and fear on the French Quidditch team. It was a smashing win for Slytherin, but he bruised his ribs. Chapter 6, June 1900, London.
Malfoy is hurt,
said Professor Weasley. Gareth turned his head from where he was lying on the couch to look at his aunt.
What makes you say that?
He's protecting his ribs. Look,
Aunt Matilda said, pointing at a moving photograph on the Daily Prophet.
right there, he could have scored, but instead he passed the quaffle to Sebastian Sallow.
Aunt Matilda was right, of course. Gareth already knew that Agrius was secretly playing the second round of the playoffs with bruised ribs. Gryffindor had been knocked out in the first round by Hufflepuff, and Gareth felt terrible about that. Hufflepuff had just squeaked into the playoffs, and it should have been an easy round for Gryffindor. But Gareth hadn't been able to play, and their keeper had been on the receiving end of a hand-stinging jinx, so the team had struggled and ultimately lost. Gareth should have been there, helping his team. But instead, he was recovering under the care of his parents and his aunt. His headaches were getting better, but he was still very tired. His collarbone was mostly healed. He hadn't heard from Agrius as often as he would have liked, but he knew Agrius was busy, focused. Aunt Matilda said,
I think Slytherin is going to win the cup. Sebastian Sallow is determined. You can see it. He's playing twice as hard to back up Malfoy. He'll make sure Malfoy's efforts are not in vain.
Matilda Weasley was rarely wrong about these things. Her brother, Gerard Weasley, said cheerfully,
At least it would be a humble farmer boy lifting the cup, and not a conceited Malfoy.
Gareth grimaced. In truth, he would love to see Agrius lift the cup.
It was nice of him to visit Gareth in the hospital, though.
Aunt Matilda pointed out.
He gets points for that.
And extra points for that broomstick. Although I was saving to buy you a broom, Gareth. I came as far as saving up to 1 galleon and 58 sickles. Still a long way to go, though.
His dad, Gerard, said with a sigh. Gareth wished he could remember the details of that hospital visit. His brain had been muddled by the injury. He could remember Agrius's gentle fingers on his face and in his hair. He remembered being so happy to see him. Even now, just knowing that Agrius had made the trip to the hospital filled Gareth with a tingly warmth. Gareth was so completely in love with Agrius. Gareth really needed a sports massage from him, as soon as possible. Gareth wanted to marry him, but how was he going to tell his parents and his aunt that he was in love with that conceited Malfoy they were referring to earlier? Should he just blurt it out? Surely not right this instant, with Agrius telling the referee that his father, Alciones Malfoy, will hear about the penalty. How did people do this? Was he expected to secure his dad's permission, and then ask Mr. Malfoy for his son's hand in marriage? Would Aunt Matilda arrange a betrothal? Would his mother design their wedding outfits? Was he supposed to wear white? Can he even wear white after all those massages? Gareth blushed bright pink.
I have been wondering, when are you going to make me a great aunt?
Said Aunt Matilda, completely out of nowhere.
I beg your pardon?
Said Gareth, wide-eyed.
Well, since it's too late for me to have children of my own, I was hoping for you to settle down and give us a bunch of Weasley babies.
Said Aunt Matilda, with a smile Gareth had never seen before. Gareth tried to say that he was gay, but just couldn't say it.
All I'm saying is that most people your age are already married, or at least betrothed to someone. Look at Leander Pruitt and Clarice, that French girl from Beaubaton Academy. There's more where she came from.
Aunt Matilda pointed out.
I'm not interested in...
Gareth couldn't finish the sentence. Instead, he sat up a little and winced at the pain in his head. Aunt Matilda looked at him sympathetically and said,
When the right one comes along, you'll know.
Gareth wanted to tell her that the right one had come along, and it was the pissed-off, blonde, pale, slim and tall young man with gray eyes and pointy facial features who was currently heading to the penalty box at the Quidditch stadium. Gareth closed his eyes, smiling as the image of Agrius flooded his mind. Then he had the most ridiculous urge to send Agrius an owl that just said, I love you. He had those words trapped inside of him, filling every part of him. And the strain of keeping them from slipping out was getting harder to endure.
Aunt Matilda saw his face and began to put 2 and 2 together.
She said to herself,
Could it be that Gareth had already found someone? And if so, why would he keep it a secret? Is he someone's dirty secret?
Professor Weasley wouldn't want that for her nephew, but she wouldn't want to wipe that smile off his face either. She had already missed out on love, and she wouldn't want to see her nephew suffering the same fate. So she decided to ask him directly.
Gareth, are you in love